Okay, we're going to look at day 6. So reading on your own for 20 minutes. We're going to read Building the Transcontinental Railroad. I'm going to read the first 2 pages, discuss the photo and caption on page 12, and explain that the name Tom Thumb refers to the train's small size based on a fairy tale written in the 1600s about a boy the size of a man's thumb. And then we're going to look at some writing. Today you get to just do free write and grammar spelling. We're going to look at precise language, and then we'll look at math. All right, here we go. Let me flip it. And let me make it a little bit bigger. All right. Oops, too big. Building the Transcontinental Railroad by Andrea Matthews. In 1830, the first railroad in the United States opened in Baltimore, and it had just 21 kilometers or 13 miles of track. Other railroad lines were built mostly in the Northeast. Soon, the East Coast was crisscrossed with train tracks connecting cities. By the 1850s, railroads were changing cities. For example, in 1850, Chicago had 30,000 people and 1 railroad. By 1856, the city had 10 railroads, and by 1860, its population had tripled due to the rail system. The railroads affected everyday life and how people did business. Farmers shipped corn and wheat through Chicago by rail. Factories were built, and their products were shipped to customers via the railroad. Hotels sprang up for visiting business travelers. New housing was built for the additional workers. Suburbs grew up around the areas where people used the railroads to commute to work. Suburbs are just those new neighborhoods or little towns that are built outside of or joining to the main city. A few dreamers wanted to expand the railroad to the lightly settled West, but there was little demand for it. Then gold was discovered in California in 1848. Word spread and people rushed there to look for gold. They found a place that had great weather and fine soil. Soon, other people moved there to farm or start businesses. Travelers crossed the plains in covered wagons or sailed around South America to reach California. Either way, the trip took 4 months or more. People wanted a better way to travel to the West. Also, farmers and business owners in the West needed a faster way to ship their goods east. Leaders began to talk about building a transcontinental railroad. Suddenly, the dreamers' idea of joining the eastern and western coast together began to make sense. It is in our power to open an immense interior country to unite our eastern and western shores firmly together. Samuel Dexter, editor of the Western Frontier something. Can't see that. All right. It says the trip across the country was slow, hard, and often dangerous. That looks like a traffic jam to me. And the first American steam locomotive, called the Tom Thumb, traveled at the speed of just 29 kilometers or 18 miles per hour. All right, that does look like a pretty small train, so I can see where they got the name. All right, remember you get to do free write today. It's this. Oh, some article. Yeah, I didn't even see that. Oh, well, read it, see what it's all about. All right, let's look at precise language. Use precise words and phrases to convey your ideas when you write. Precise language makes your writing clearer and more interesting because the reader is able to visualize what is being described. Remember, when we write, we want to try to paint a picture in our readers' minds. All right, not precise. The horse ran across the field. That's boring, right? Precise. The horse galloped across the field. When I use that word galloped, I can see that horse running quickly. So for each sentence, we're going to circle the words in parentheses that are more precise, then write the complete sentence on the line. So remember, when we're looking for precise, we're looking for those words that better paint that picture in our brains. So Mr. Franklin walked or trudged along with the enormous big box. Well, I would circle trudged. That makes me think he's just walking really slowly along with the enormous, that's what I would choose, big box. All right, so I would rewrite that sentence using those new words. You can do the rest of that on your own.